Bro,
Yeah.
I was going to bring this up. Thank you so much, man.
It's because it's not because he posted their film like a month ago.
I listened to half the podcast on the way here because I listened to one podcast, it ended, and listened to the start of theirs. He said that Joe Rogan, he was at home with his daughter. They love to watch horror films together. They went on Apple TV and just saw it. So he clicked it and watched it, and he really liked it. Posted it, and then obviously got in touch with them, or how that happened, and they had a podcast. By the way, as we know them, they are two of the craziest guys ever. Like ADHD through the roof. You know, they don't speak well in the sense of like they're not very calm. They're just fully on. That is so funny to listen to. It's so hard to kind of follow, but obviously knowing them, it's so sick.
Yeah.
And actually, I want to say, I'm actually really, really proud of them because, as we know, they care about quality, right? And they were saying they were selling to the movie to, for those who don't know, Racka are the guys behind Talk to Me. How do you say their surname?
Filippo,
yeah. Danny and Michael. But so they made a horror movie, and they were pitching it to all the studios, and they kept getting turned down all the time. But they could have been accepted for a blockbuster Hollywood kind of thing approach, where they write the script, they write the movie, and just sell it, and then someone else directs it, someone else makes it. Yeah. So they were getting offers. So they said they were walking out of meetings saying being turned down, but then also them turning down the studio, so they wanted to stay independent, and they said they were getting laughed at everyone. No one wanted to work with them at all, but they kept saying throughout this podcast, and you guys should definitely go listen to it, that they just really care about the quality. So they like want to do everything themselves.
Their videos in the past, like they came and stayed with us for like a week.
Yeah.
And I remember the weirdest thing was they were meant to arrive on like a Wednesday, for example, and they came to the house, and I was like, oh, like how long you been here? And they're like, oh, since Saturday. So, oh, where you been? And, oh, we just found this like abandoned castle and just slept in it.
Yeah.
I was like, why? Was there like, were you filming or anything? He was like, no, we just didn't have it. We don't have money at the moment. So we didn't want to get a hotel or anything. And I went, why did you not just come here? And he was like, oh, we told you Wednesday. And they literally had, like, they put every bit of money into the video.
Bro, I walk down and I'm eating my food or whatever, and he goes downstairs, grabs a piece of bread, turns it into a ball and just eats it.
Yeah, he didn't want to eat our food either.
Yeah.
And I was literally like, bro, just please.
Yeah.
You are a guest in our house and also like such a good friend. He can do what he wants.
It was so inspiring to listen to as well, because it's just like, you get so many people who get like sidetracked with like money, fame, and all they care about is just making a sick movie, and they actually have like won big time because of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Fucking sick. And they're saying that they're doing the Street Fighter movie now. They're saying they got fucking hired to do that, and it's like, oh, it's just so sick. And you listen to them as well. They were talking about like, you gotta listen to it. You should even listen to it. You should even listen to it.
I will listen to that one. I don't listen to any podcast, but
no, yeah.
Like hearing them is always.
It's pretty funny because Rogan doesn't know what to do with him at some point. He's loved it.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but even he actually, you know, think what you want about him. He's actually a very good like interviewer. He's very good at having a conversation with someone, very calm. And I listen to a lot of his podcasts, and I felt what probably people listening to this podcast feel. Like, oh my God, this is like me being an idiot. Like, these guys are so hyper that they just don't suit podcasts at all. But in their own way, they did. And he was like saying to them, don't change. You don't listen to it.
Yeah,
it's sick, isn't it?
Yeah, don't change.
It's fucking sick. Yeah, like, don't
How
change.
How weird is it, by the way? Little side note for this, that Michael has fought on one of the boxing cards.
That is actually crazy.
Oh shit!
How weird is that?
That is so weird. Before Misfits, right?
Yeah. Jay Swingler.
No, he fought against fuck the news. S. Begins with S.
Oh, not Keemstar.
No, the other news YouTuber.
American.
Scarce.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Scarce did like a mad weight loss for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Racka, honestly, they're just so. They are. I think they might be the most talented people I know.
Yeah, they are, and they're also like, in a way that's not even. In a way that they don't even know it, if that makes sense. They just are just so good at what they do. They even shouted out, you know, that Judd guy. They're like, oh, I've started working with this stunt guy. I'm like, oh, that's him, because he's the guy who helps you shoot all your stuff as well, right?
Well, the video with them.
Yeah. The scaffolding, the crane, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's just like they were saying that they kept getting thrown out of interviews because they were YouTubers, and then like, because we made YouTube videos, and you can tell on the podcast they're actually quite reluctant to mention YouTube a little bit, not in a way that they don't believe in themselves, but they don't want to again still put themselves in that bracket, because
they probably also don't want to promote YouTube because. Yeah, YouTube kind of fucked them over a little bit.
Yeah, they did. And then all the companies were saying that, you know, you can only direct you can only keep people's attention for 5 minutes because you're making this high energy, crazy, car crashes, stuff. So how can you tell a story? How can you get someone having a conversation? And actually, I've sort of seen the film finally.
Yes.
It's sick, actually so sick in a way we can't describe. But then when you watch the podcast, you actually realize why it's so good. Is because they did put like their soul into it.
Yeah.
They were trying to use like no CGI, all prosthetic stuff, or all like actual real stuff, so that portrays onto screen, and you actually can tell.
Yeah.
You really can tell. It's weird, and I love that like creative side of things where it's like you can't tell why something's so good, but it's just good because it is good and they're good people. Like, it's sick, man. Fucking
They're
sick.
honestly like crazy as hell, but they're two of the nicest people as well.
They're so nice, yeah, because they have no concept of like, obviously they want the movie to do well, but they don't care about money. They don't care about any success. All they care about is making a sick film.
You know when JJ fought Weller?
Bet like 50 grand, right?
I think he bet 50,000 Aussie dollars.
Yeah.
And he left, that was everything in his bank account except enough to get a flight home. He left a single flight to Australia home in his bank and
It's
bet
crazy,
the rest,
isn't it?
but won.
Yeah.
2-1 probably, or around that.
I think it was a bit less. Because I put 10k on. I think I won like 18. So it was a little bit less.
Jeez.
Something like that.
Did you watch it or did you listen to it?
I watched it.
I don't know which one was saying this because they both, by the way, they both talk together. Like someone
They have like a
one
proper
will-
synergy.
Yeah, one will start the topic and the other one will continue the sentence on. It's
Yeah.
really hard to listen to, but in a good way. But he was saying, one of them, was that he used to do the like drug trials to get money. That's what he did. He had no job. He just did that to get paid. And then obviously Joe being like the guy who loves fucking supplements and all this stuff was like, why the hell would you put these drugs in your body? He said his arm went, his arm got paralyzed for like an hour when he was taking this drug, and they took it out and stopped the drug, and his arm was working again. But yeah, you guys listening to this should go. Well, I don't have to promote Joe Rogan's podcast, but on behalf of these boys, go and check it out, man. Like it's just
It's the only one I'm going to listen to. I don't listen to any podcast, but I will listen to that one.
yeah.
Oh,
Fucking sick, man.
I have a signed poster from them
Sick,
of the
that's
film. Because they were doing posters.
Yeah.
And I was literally like, please, can you send me, just because in my like cinema room,
Yeah.
I was like, I want to put stuff up, but I don't want to just have generic
Sometimes
movie
mean
posters.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I've got them to both sign it and gonna get it framed.
That's sick.
And I've also ordered the hand. They
Nice.
sold for like a day.
Nice.
They're
That's
like
so sick.
$120, and I've done like a pre-order. It's meant to arrive December, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that they're doing well because also it's
Same.
like they kept getting demonetized on YouTube, and it's like everyone knows they're good filmmakers, everyone knows that they can do it, but it's like they just can't get any look.
Yeah.
So that for them to actually succeed, because I also the sad part is I bet so many people like this just don't succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're that good, they just never get anywhere. But because they're fighting for like their creativity. But yeah,
It's also really cool they still work together so closely.
Yeah.
they were saying that they didn't hang out, right? There's like we don't really like we're not really brothers in the sense of like most people think. We just love making films together. So and they're
Well,
also
it works
saying-
well because like Michael does a lot more acting and
Yeah,
stunts and stuff, and I think he also did the sound of like their videos, whereas Danny did the camera work and stuff like that. And
They were
effects.
saying that they don't write scripts together. So what happens is one of them they'll write individually, then send it to a friend of theirs who's like a writer who helps like check it over, and then they'll present it to the other one of them, and then they'll be like they'll pick it apart.
Yeah,
They said if they do it together, they'll lose all the.
So when we get him on?
they actually have said they're down. Wait, was it?
The only thing about them being on at this point is not even if they want to or not, is whether they can fit in with the million other things they're doing in terms of press.
Doesn't matter.
No, they'll be down to be on for
Buzz
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. I remember asking him at some point. I said like, "What do I have to do?" I think it was for the poster, and I was like, "What do I have to do for this poster?" And he was like, "Oh, you have to get me on What's Good." And I was just like, "Yeah, obviously."
Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah. They I'm seeing the picture here on cold ones. That must be funny as well because they're all crazy, right?
I still don't know whether Danny's tattoo was real or not.
The Minimeter.
Yeah,
Well, we'll find out.
because he bet me a tattoo that I wouldn't go to LA before the end of a date, and I was like, I don't want to take this bet because you realise I will go if I have to get a tattoo, so I'll just turn up for a day. And then I went, and he ended up showing me a tattoo. I don't know whether it was real.
We'll see it on the podcast.
Yeah, true.